Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Daily Energy. I'm your host, Aurea Eden. The day's energy is very fast paced. It's going to be on a go, and it's a good day for you to take care of things that are inwardly and the things that are outwardly. This is to take care of people, places, and things. More specifically, the people, places, and things that cannot take care of themselves. Take care of your business. And this day overall is going to be very, very, very productive, or it should be. So we're going to hear a lot of news about companies, organizations. Specifically, I'm getting companies and organizations on the World Health Organization and Lyft. So there's going to be a lot of business activity here. This is a day when I tell you to make sure you're found doing what it is that you're supposed to be doing when it comes down to work. Because there's going to be quality checks. Your boss is likely going to be walking about today, checking on things, seeing how things are going. There might be evaluations today. And so you want to make sure you're doing your part and being found doing whatever that is. Okay. Now, there is a lot of people pleasing energy today. I want you to know when it comes down to people pleasing, there is some give and some take with that. Give and some take with that. And so basically the give and take is if they're not giving to you, or you don't think they will at some point in time, consider not giving to them. The reason why I say that is because you never want anybody to take your last drop. And so sometimes the people pleasers are often the ones that get taken advantage of. And that's what I'm saying to you. Now, for some of you, you might be like, oh, that's selfish. I can never be selfish. In order to be selfish or selfless, you must first be self. And what I'm telling you right now is not to put yourself at risk for someone who would never put themselves at risk for you. You wind up being a fool. And although everybody plays the fool sometimes, you should not play the fool to your own hurt. Okay? So you should not be disillusioned to the point to where you say, like I said yesterday, oh, they're good. They're never going, they mean they have my best interest at heart. I know you have a good heart, but even I, who thought the world was all sunshine, rainbows, and ice creams and sprinkles, at some point in time had to wake up to the reality that people would try to use me when I didn't want to be used. And I also got out of that people-pleasing energy when I found out that people-pleasing was not allowing me to be my authentic self, was not allowing me to be who I was born to be and walk into my purpose and step into my calling. So your people-pleasing will not be working. It's not going to work for your becoming. Do you hear what I'm saying? Your people pleasing is not going to work for your becoming. So that's something you have to get out of the habit of doing. And also, it is also beneficial not to try to use other people as crutches. Because oftentimes when you rely so heavily on others to do something for you that you should be doing for yourself, when that person leaves, then it's like you're lost. You don't know what to do. We see it all the time in the movies. I was watching that documentary on Puff. And, basically it was said that, she ended up looking up, and next thing she knew, everything was in his name. He owned her houses. Her insurance was going to him. All of this thing. And we see how that played out. So it's like that type of situation happens when you have so much in their name and you don't have nothing in your name. I know they say women shouldn't work and all this stuff, but forget about all that, baby. Get out of that old ancient habit. because I'm in the habit of the virtuous woman. And the virtuous woman, Proverbs 31, had me asking, what does he do if I got to do all this? Back in my non-understanding days, I was like, well, Father, if I'm doing this, I'm doing this, and I'm doing this, what is he doing? And that's before I knew who he was that I asked that question. But now I know that who he is, I know he's doing a lot. But before I was like, what is he doing if I got to do all this? But everybody has to play their part. And so you relying so heavily on somebody else to do what you must do for yourself, and what you do must do for yours, it causes an imbalance. And so when it's all said and done, you're like, what happened? What happened is you were using people as a crutch. So much so that you were trying to live through them instead of living through you. And now you're feeling unfulfilled. Because there's three things that are going to fulfill you. That's belief in something higher than yourself. That's your purpose and your authentic self. And your purpose is hidden inside of your authentic self. So by you not trying to be you, that's causing you not to be fulfilled. That's causing you not to feel fulfilled. And so that is the problem here, that you're seeing that you're not able to get fulfilled. So you can't live through people. Be secure in who you are. And in order to be secure in who you are, you have to find out who that is. And so I'm going to tell you to go on this self-discovery journey. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself first. Because if you don't take care of yourself first, if you're no good for you, how are you going to be any good for anybody else? Believe me when I tell you, if you're no good for you, how are you going to be good for anybody else? You're not going to be good for anybody else. So that's why it starts with you. And you know what I'm going to tell you, right? The word your has what? The word your has 4 letters, not 4 people. The word you has what? 3 letters, not 3 people. And so you can't expect them to please you when they are not you. And when you expect, you set yourself up for what? Disappointment. See, you go around thinking people hurt you, but really they didn't hurt you. You hurt yourself by expecting them to. I had to learn that lesson. When you expect, you set yourself up for disappointment. When you expect from the wrong ones. That's why I expect more from God than I do from man. You see? Because God is the right one for me. Because man will disappoint you at any given moment. Because it's a if relationship. If you do this, I'm going to call it an if-then relationship. If you do this, then I will do that. It's conditional. Versus I will because. I do because. You know, yesterday I talked about the feeling of love. If you make me feel good, I will love you. That's conditional. But true love is I will love you because I love you. I will love you because I want to. Unconditional is a because. Conditional is an if. So it makes a difference. And so here you want to get to the point to where you take care of yourself and you get secure in yourself. And the only way you can get secure in yourself and stand 10 toes down is if you know who self is. Okay? And so I see that the day's energy is going to cause a lot of people to be exhausted and worn out when it's all said and done. There's also depression. There's also anxiety in the energy today. There's also sadness and gloom as things just really build up, as we've been in this energy for like what, the last 5 days or so, to where this is one of those days when I would tell you to be at home at a decent hour. Don't be out here in these streets, on these streets, because people are going to be acting like animals today. They're going to be acting out. There's mass transitions into the spirit today. So there's the likelihood for mass shootings, mass tragic events, catastrophic events that's going to affect the masses over the next 1 to 3 days. This is the energy. And so fires burning, people getting kicked out of their places. It almost feels like, everything that could possibly goes wrong has been going wrong. And I know I talked about this yesterday for some of you who are feeling like that. And I told you not to worry. And I know you're still worrying, but don't worry. Okay, don't worry. It's going to work out for your good. But I'm not even talking about you, my friend, because I spoke over you. The curse is broken. So this doesn't even apply to you. The curse is broken. I'm talking about the energy, energetically in the world. See, the chosen are covered. We on our come up because we've already been down. And once you've been down so far, the only way you can go is up. You can't go no further than you've already been down. When you've been lower than the low, when you've been underneath the ground and not on it, when you find yourself so low, you think it's hot and you can touch the earth core if you wanted to. When you've been broken down to dust. Some of us have been broken down to dust. We can't get no lower than that. That's why I say the only thing you can do with me is to use me to create. But you can't take me back to that place that I once was. You see? You, my friend, you won't be broken down any more than you've already been broken. So now it's time to create. Create the life that you desire to live. And I say that you desire to live because there's a lot of depression. And yesterday I got somebody trying to take themselves out. And there's a lot of depression and anxiety. But I want you to know that you're able to create the life that you want to live. You reinvent yourself. Hello, Spirit. I feel you. You reinvent yourself. Change your name. Do you know that names have energy to it? And some people are living a life because of the name that they hold. Change the name. And I mean legally change the name if you have to. Reinvent yourself. And you won't be the only one that does it. It's part of the process. You know, in the biblical sense, when God changed a lot of people's name, he was like, you're not going to go by this anymore. I'm going to call you this. I believe he did this to Jacob, to where Jacob went from Jacob to Israel. I believe that he even did it to Joseph. Or at some point it happened to Joseph, where Joseph wasn't called Joseph. He was called Zaphraphaneah. Zaphraphaneah. I cannot pronounce it, okay? But his name was changed, okay? When he reached a different status. Even I. And a lot of other celebrities that you know Their names were changed because they reached a new level. And sometimes you have to detach from that old. And the problem is when you're ascending, sometimes you're trying to hold on to that old you, when that old you is what the divine is trying to get you away from. So that's why I say reinvent yourself and create the life that you want to live. That you want to live. If you don't want to go to work, that means you're not happy with it. You don't love what you do. And that's the same with wanting to live your life. If you don't want to live your life, that means you're insecure about yourself. You're insecure about who you are. You don't know who you are. And you don't like you. You don't like your life. You're unhappy. So question is, what will make you happy? What is going to make you happy? What is going to make you feel more content? And if you think it's other people, if you think it's getting into a relationship, and if you think it's having a baby and all of that stuff, if you think it's attracting all this money, that's not it. Because you can get all the money in the world and still have a lot of problems. You can still get to the point to where you don't have to pay no bills and still feel discontented. Still feel that discontentment. The problem is you rely so heavily on others and you're allowing them to tell you who you are, what you should and should not be doing, and throwing all that crud on you, because people are only able to tell you who you are when you don't know who you are. And so you're allowing other people to load you down with their issues and their mess. You are going to the plan B without the plan A. And it's getting so rocky for you that you can't find your way through the murky waters. You get stuck and you feel like you can't get out. But that's why I was instructed to tell you this too shall pass. This too shall pass. You find yourself feeling alone because all the people you thought that you could rely on, they left you, didn't they? They left you because they were supposed to. They left you because they didn't know you. And now that they're getting to know you, see, they didn't know you, they knew them. They knew they knew the you that wanted to entertain them. But when you stop people pleasing, you stop entertaining. When you stop people pleasing, you stop going into that box and performing for the people in it. You step outside the box and you say, if you want to see me perform, you need to get out the box so that you can see what I'm doing. People who are in the box, they cannot see what you got going on outside of the box because they're used to the normal. But so those who are outside of the box are abnormal. And so those who cling to the norm, they will not understand the abnormal things. Abnormal is unique. It's the change that makes a change. It's the difference that makes the difference. That's you, chosen. So this is why I say stop trying to people please. Everybody's not going to get you. Everybody's not going to get you. And the very ones that you think going to have your back, this could be family, this could be friends, this could be auntie, uncle, mama, daddy, brother, sister, auntie, uncle, cousin, and other. They will drop you like a bad habit when they don't understand you. They will treat you like a dead rabbit when they don't understand you. But that's not for you to stop. Keep going. because they have not reached the enlightenment yet. They have not woken up yet. You are woke. Woke. Okay, that means that in the biblical context, when it said those who were dead in Christ will rise up with him at the time of his when he returns, right? Never left, but that's another story. But when he returns. And so you are one of them that were dead in Christ, and now you are rising. That is what resurrection is about when it's talking about in the Revelation sense. Although many think it's going to be a zombie apocalypse, and it just might be one of those too. But a lot of people are waking up, their spirits are waking up. And so although you were born into this family, that does not mean that's your soul family. Let's say that. That does not mean you're like that family you were born into. Because you're different. It's like you are a spirit that was placed in the body, but you're not any kind of spirit. You are a chosen warrior. Some of you are gods with a little g, but gods nonetheless. A royal priesthood. That's who you are. And so because of that, people are not going to get you because you are in this world, but you're not of this world. See? You're in this world and not of this world. So it's common for you not to feel like you are at home in the world because we're not from here. And some of them will refer to us as fallen angels. But we're not fallen. So, some of them are anyways. So, don't feel like a failure. Just learn. Keep learning what it is that you need to learn. Keep learning what it is that you need to learn. Mistakes and failures are not mistakes and failures. They are opportunities to learn. Those who are in the box, they're not learning. Or they might be learning, but they're slow learning. Because you don't start really and truly learning till you start questioning what's going on inside that box. Why is it that it seems like I can never get ahead? It's because you haven't had your breakout moment. That's why. Because you're stuck in the box. And there's 4 walls that's keeping you contained. But when you focus more on the spirit, you can go anywhere you want to go. There's nothing that can contain you. That's why although the devil tries, he never will. Do you hear what I'm saying? Although the devil may try, he never will. He will never overpower you to the point to where you will give up. And even when he thinks he got you, you're doing like what they say everybody does. Everybody plays a fool sometimes, baby. But what he doesn't know is all along you're dividing the house. The devil thought he had me. Oh, he thought he had you, but he gonna find out that I am a divine child, and you can't stop me now. Okay, so and so, because look, the energy today is one that, though it's fast paced, it's full of many delays. So it's like people are going to feel like vroom, stop, vroom, stop, vroom, stop. And that's going to lead to frustration and disappointment as well. Because there's many roadblocks. But you know what? When you come across situations to where you get vroom, stop, stop. The reason being is because delay is not denial. Sometimes delay is to keep you safe. Have you ever, because this happened to me, have you ever done this? You go somewhere and it took a little longer than expected, or you end up talking to somebody, just a stranger, for hours, but you know you had somewhere to go and somewhere to be. And then you start going to where you had to go to. And then all of a sudden you see this major pile up on the road. And you're like, oh my God. If I would have left when I was going to leave, I would have been in this pile up. And then you start to appreciate the person that stopped to talk to you for hours. So sometimes it's not good to be in a rush to get somewhere. And if you feel like everything happens for a reason, and if you feel if somebody's talking to you, they stop to talk to you, talk to them. Because you never know when you are entertaining errors, when you are entertaining angels unawares. You never know when you are entertaining angels unawares. Your help. I'm telling you, and I see them all the time. They show up, but they show up. Some of them, they show up for your good. Okay. They show up to help you and assist you and to stop something that's not supposed to happen from happening. Okay. So I see a lot of charity and generosity, today as well, for those who feel like they have been lacking. So there's going to be progress. There's going to be focusing on business and money. So you're going to be seeing progress, but you have to make the effort and do your part. And know that you are getting there, although it seems like it's slowly but surely, you are getting there. So focus over on the next 1 or 2 days or so, 1 or 3 days, well, all year, focus on completion. Focus on accomplishment. Put some goals in place if you don't already have those done, and work on them. If you can't focus on getting the big stuff done, get the little stuff done. Today is also a day to where you could clean if you want to. Clean your external, clean outside, get your yard cleaned up, because I am getting a lot of like gardening and yard work here as well coming in. So it's okay. Get that done. I also see things working out for you on a contractual sense, to where I say, friend, go ahead and go put in them applications today. Go to work today, friend. Go to work today. Go put in them applications if you don't have a job, friend, today. Sow your seeds today. You hear what I'm saying? Sow your seeds today. So that in the right season, you will have sprout and you will have growth. Okay? And if you sow one seed, you know, you can only go so far with that one seed. But if you plant multiple seeds, you'll get a bigger harvest. So if you're really looking for a job, you know what I'm going to tell you? I'm going to tell you, put in more than one application. Even if I know you just want that job, but sometimes the wisdom of a wise mother will say, don't quit a job until you get a job. But the wisdom of the wise mother also says, when you are desperate for work, act like you're desperate for work. Put in more than one application, and don't be so picky. Don't be so picky when you're desperate for work. Get it done. Okay, so um, now don't get frustrated that somebody doesn't show up for you when they say they're going to show up for you, because that just might happen today because it's so busy today. It's so busy for some of you. Some of you, they're over the next 1 to 3 days, they're really going to show up for you. Okay, because I see lovers energy, I see marriages, I see engagement. So we're over the next 1 to 3 days, we're going to hear a lot about engagement, marriages. Also, there could be like a return of military. So I'm picking up a lot about military members. And so this could be them going on leave and coming home, or this could be them going out, being sent out. Okay. And so that's what, because, with everything that's going on right now, I see them being sent out. Okay. So that could be now or that could be later on, but that's what I'm seeing here. All right. So also fast paced, I'm getting something about horses. I don't know what it is coming in about horses, but I'm getting something about horses. But today, do the best you can. Go at a steady pace. Don't burn yourself out. Get the results, okay? Today is going to be creation, action, and production. Creation, action, and production. Be working. Be working today, okay? Get excited about the work that you're due, and you're going to see the results here. Is everything going to work? No, everything's not going to work. There's going to be times to where you're just going to want to just like throw your hands up, but don't do it, because ain't no quitter in you. Ain't no quitter in you, boo. Don't do it. Keep focusing. Even when it seems like things going wrong, keep focusing. Clean up what you can clean up. Clean up your life. Clean up your internal, your external. Just do what you need to do to take care, because today is take care. Take care of the things, people, places, and things that cannot take care of themselves. Take care of business. Pay those debts off, because I am seeing something coming up about debts. So call some people up, make some arrangements, that type of thing. And then when it's all said and done, relax. Knowing that you did the best that you could today. Knowing that you put in the effort. Have fun. You know what? I see there's going to be a lot of meeting with family and friends today. Okay. There's going to be a lot of people making plans, and that's okay. That's okay. But look, I told you what I told you. And I told you, like, on certain days, you want to be at home at a decent hour. We're still in that energy. Be at home in a decent hour and spending time with family and friends. It right now, I still recommend home events. And if your children ask you, can they go somewhere without your attendance, what should you say? No. Mama, can I go? No. Daddy, can I go? No. Okay? Because, this important decision is going to make the difference. And like I told you about, the delay is not denial. You're not saying they can never go, but you're saying right now, I don't feel like I should let you go. And you might not feel that, but I don't feel like you should let them go. Okay? So we're also going to see more about big bosses, big moves, power, ego, that type of thing coming in. There could also be power outages, and just throwing around their weight. And so, this could be, bosses getting upset. You could deal with difficult people in the workplace, that type of thing coming in. I'm also getting something about activists marching, people standing up for their rights. This energy here is in the energy and people holding themselves back, people trying to take themselves out. Okay, holding themselves back and trying to take themselves out. There's also conniving energy today. People trying to get it by any means necessary. I'm talking about crooks, criminals, hackers, thieves, robberies, you name it. Okay. White collar crimes, blue collar crimes, black collar crimes, whatever collar crime you think of, it could happen over the next 1 to 2 days. 1 to 2 days from what I'm seeing. Okay. So let me read you the energy. The day's energy is one that will have you on the go. It will be a busy day full of charm and people pleasing, as many feel the need to get feedback and the approval of others. However, this type of thinking sets many up for disappointment. That's because when you expect, you set yourself up for disappointment. And when things don't go the way it's thought out to go, many become hurt and disappointed, disillusioned. To make the best of this energy, we must not be overly accommodating to the point that we sacrifice the self. Be secure and know when to be selfless and selfish. The day's energy is also full of neediness and uncertainty. This is because when you need others too often, times it feels like you are not able to do. It is important that you do not use others as a crutch, because when they fall or leave, you will be feeling stuck and trying to figure some things out. It's like, have you ever seen that happen? Like, what do I do? Like, what do I do? Like, I'm stuck. I don't know what just happened. You know, it's like things happen all of a sudden. You can't find your footing. When, like a crutch fall up off of you. I used to play soccer. And when I was in soccer, I ended up rolling over into the hole. And I did something to my ankle. I don't know what happened to it. But to make a long story short, I ended up at my dorm. In my dorm, I was upstairs. And so I had to find a way to get up them stairs, because my friends couldn't help me up them stairs. So what I would do is I would sit on the ground, turn around backwards, and I would like scoot up the stairs and have to drag my crutch up the stairs. But that's the type of energy you got to do. You got to do what you got to do. I told you, there is nothing stopping you. Soon as I seen some of you doing what you've been doing, like cooking with no hands, using your feet and cooking some food with your hands. When I seen some of you like dancing with no feet, oh child, y'all let me know that anything is possible. You see what I'm saying? Anything is possible. So, okay, let me get into the predictions. So the predictions today, I'm seeing something about having to dig hikers out of either the mud, the snow, or the hole. But this is people getting stuck and having to get out of something. But I'm seeing dig up or dig out. So this could be them finding stuff in like places like Egypt, because Egypt is in the energy today. So this could be excavations. But I am seeing some digging. I'm seeing walking, hiking, journey on foot. Okay, walking, hiking, journey on foot. This could be a march, riot, or protest. Sharp increase or rise in prices. So talk about inflation. We will also hear about growth and expansion. This may have something to do with elevation as well. Something coming in about elevation of prices, elevation of mountaintops, elevation, okay, is what I'm seeing. We will hear more about rideshare companies, specifically Lyft. Remember, I told you Lyft is being sued right now by Little Zane. I don't know her name, Lil Zay, but she was on one of Deb's shows. And I hope Deb has a new season of that, because I actually, believe it or not, I be watching these shows. I do. I be watching these shows because they help me understand people. Some people be like, "Oh, I'm not going to watch that." That's low vibrational. But I watch it because I need to watch people. And that show, if you actually watch Deb on that show, Deb is actually trying to mentor people, and Deb shows that she has this this standard to where she wants the best for the next generation of women coming up. She's saying you can do this, you can get it, but you don't got to do all that to do it. You see, I like Deb. I don't know why. I don't know her personally, but I see her. There's a lot of people that a lot of people don't like that I like because I see them. I don't see their outside. I see their inside. When you listen to people, you will see them. You see? So the people that want to walk away from you, it's because they're not listening to you. They don't see you. They don't hear you. You see? It's just like Michael. They didn't see Michael. They didn't hear Michael. They couldn't get past his abnormalities. That's because he's an angel, for Pete's sakes. He's not going to be like everybody else. Okay? So I'm getting something about pots and pans. So pot could be pot, weed, marijuana, smoking at the stuff. Okay, pot. But pots and pans, something coming about pots and pans. Somebody might get beat down with a skillet. I don't know, because somebody cooking some grits. Beating somebody up like on Tyler Perry with some hot grits. An actor said to be insincere or called melodramatic, or says this about fans or a colleague. I'm also getting something about fish and poachers. Yesterday I got whales and dolphins. So we might see poachers having something coming about poachers. Animals. Today is animal activity. A lot of animal activity, increased animal attacks today. Animals getting out of their cages, enclosures, and you're like, what in the world is going on? Why are people acting like animals? That's because of the energy for today. And that's why I said, if your kids ask you to go, say no, that type of thing. I'm also getting something coming in about the fish. Japan involved koi. This could be koi fish. This could be koi luray. Okay, but I am getting something about koi, okay, coming into the energy today. Southern coast of New Zealand, something going on there. A lot of different energy coming up around the world as new people get involved in politics. And so that's what I see coming up, like global conversations. Emergence from sleep, talk about the woke and awaken. So emergence from sleep, there's going to be a lot of people going through an awakening. There's going to be people being woken up out of their sleep. And this could be in the middle of the night. Emergency fires. I see apartment buildings on fire. So this could be late night. So make sure you have your smoke alarm batteries in your smoke detectors, so that in the event that this does happen, you're able to, know what's going on. I see a vigil being held for the lost and funerals. So there's going to be a vigil being held for those that lost through, the plane crashes and such, and funerals over the next 1 to 3 days, as well as more transitions into the spirit, especially between tomorrow, over the next 3 days, there's going to be more transition into the spirits. And so that's why there is an increase in mass shootings, an increase in mass catastrophic type events here. Activists address social injustice and discrimination, as I'm getting revolution and reform. People feeling depressed, or talks about depression and mental health. Native Americans get offended, or something having to do with that. I'm also seeing the likelihood of pain, injury, bruises, burns, domestic animals and enclosures, as I talked about just a second ago. Okay, it's a day to take care of your animals. Make sure they have food, water. Make sure they have what they need. Check on them. Talk about territorial possessions and capture. So we're talking prisoners of war energy here. I'm also getting Vietnam coming into the energy. So this could be talk about territorially possessing Vietnam. I'm also getting something about China and food. And so we'll hear something in the news over the next 1 to 3 days, of course, about China. But now we're going specifically to the food. I'm getting something about chop or cut something. This could be something that falls down, chopped down, pushed down. Okay. People beating someone down and even knife things. I am also getting a knockout and someone going into a coma. This could be from boxing. This could be from a kickoff. This could be football because I am getting kickoff. But I'm seeing something about a coma here. So we'll see something about a coma over the next 1 or 3 days. Talks about hackers. More talk on U.S. Department of Health, Education, and Welfare. People will ask about conditions and quality. Things happen to make people wonder, how is this even possible? I'm also getting clause giving further information about a person or people previously mentioned, further clarification. World Health Organization coming in, barbarians and clowns, or someone being obnoxious. So that's why I'm saying people have this excess energy and they're just going to be doing stuff just to be doing it. So you want to have your kids at home and yourself at home at a decent hour if you can. Hulk, this could be the movie The Hulk, a new Hulk movie, or a wrestler. I'm getting something about things being fast, flashy, flashes. Maybe people see flashes, speeding, chases, horses, lightning, and blasts. So we have explosive activity. So there could be threats here. Okay, and don't take those threats lightly. I see misery, sorrow, sadness, heartache, heartbreak, and despair. And that's why I said don't take it lightly. Business, plows, digging, gardening tools, escorts, and working girls. I mean, mass in ranks and file, big crowds. Okay, big crowds over the next 1 to 3 days. Obligations to pay or repay in return of something received. So debt in the next 1 to 3 days. You want to address this and take care of what you need to take care of. All right. So that's all I have for today's energy. I love you, my friend. You take care of yourself and each other. But look, self comes first. Well, actually, God comes first. But look, self comes second to first. Self comes first in the physical. No, actually, God comes first. Well, you know what I mean. Shoot. But anyways, when it comes down to other people, self comes first because you cannot be selfless, or selfish without first being self. So take care of you. Okay? I love you. Good bless one. Hearts go out. You get a heart. You get a heart. You get a heart. Hearts go out. Hearts go out. Bye.